welcome to the annual end-of-year celebration for the McCorkle Road Neighborhood Development Association Incorporated of Memphis. My name is Dwan Nelson, and I am the current president for the association. Again, thank you for coming out today and spending this hour with us. We were scheduled to start the meeting at 12:15, and 3 of my 5 guests are here, so we do want to proceed because we value your time. Again, thank you. I can't thank you enough for coming out today. We want to start by just sharing a few brief pieces of information with you. We're talking about environmental concerns today, but this is not a gripe session. It is a festive time of year, and we want to remain festive. So we're asking you to please assist us by putting any compliments, concerns, or complaints you have about any of the divisions that the people who will be speaking about today are going to tell you about. We're asking you to put those compliments, concerns, or complaints on the postcards that the young ladies will be passing out today. If you need a pen, they can provide you with a pen or a pencil, but we're asking you to not use this time to address complaints and concerns. And I always like to say compliments first, because we do need to compliment our city workers as well. And this is basically what I have on this postcard. On the back side, please put your name and contact information. And on the line side, please list your information that you would like for someone to know about. What we're going to do with that will be discussed towards the end of the meeting. I don't want to get ahead of myself. What I also like to ask you to do is to make sure you have one of our tip cards, which we're not asking you to leave a tip today, but we would like for you to join our neighborhood association, and our information is on this tip card. So definitely want to get that out there. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to introduce our facilitator for today, and that will be Mr. Eddie Jones. Eddie.
Good evening. And we like to start with every event that we do. We want to start it with a prayer. And if I can get Reverend David Dobbins to come up and lead us in prayer to get this started, then we will begin.
Our Heavenly Father, first of all, God, we want to thank you.
Thank you.
We want to thank you for blessing us. We want to thank you for blessing us throughout this year.
Thank you.
God, as we come together in this festive occasion of the year, first of all, we want to remember the ones that's less fortunate. Because God, had it not been for you on our side, it could have been us.
That's right.
So we offer this petition of thanks. God, we ask that the speakers here today, ask that you continue to strengthen them through the tedious tasks that they have to perform. And God, for every association that's represented today, give them the grace to continue to go forward in the new year. And God, bless every biological family. And God, bless us together as whole as one family of humanity. And God, when we are trying to do your will, we ask that you direct us in your way.
Yes.
God, we ask that you bless this occasion. Use this occasion for a time of gatherings, a time of togetherness, and a time of reflection upon what you have done for us.
Yes.
It's not that we've been so good, but you've been so good to us. And God, we just want to thank you.
Thank you.
God, again, we thank you for what you have done, what you are doing, and what you will do in our lives.
That's right.
And God, we give you praise and glory in your
Yes.
Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Once again, as Yvonne said, I want to welcome you all here. McCorkle Road 15th year annual. So let's give them a round of applause. And first of all, let me start off by welcoming and acknowledging our special guest, Director Dobbins, Director Gilliom, Ms. Rose Hill.
Can they stand up so we can see them?
Yeah, stand up. That's Director Dobbins. Director Gilliom. Ms. Rose Hill. Is Director Hooks here. You don't see her. And Judge Larry Carter. Not here. Also, other distinguished guests in the audience, Judge McLean, Commissioner Harvey, and all of the other elected officials, Councilman Ford. I'm sure I might overlook somebody. If I do, don't charge it to my head. Just charge it to my heart. I just don't see you. You know what? I had to borrow Dobbins glasses just to see you. I'm telling you, if I don't see you, it ain't me. So I'm gonna go over a few house rules. What we're gonna do? We're gonna bring up the directors, and they're gonna come up and talk about what it is that they do, and for us in our community from their division. Also, we're going to bring up a few other people, but we want to keep this as orderly because I got a schedule to go by. They got me on minutes. I'm on minutes. So we're going to get out of here at 1:15, y'all. So I'm on minutes. So, those are the rules. Fill those cards out. It's very important because it's something that we are doing as a community so that we can stay better in touch with the directors of all of these divisions. Those cards are very, very important that you fill them out so that we can follow all the concerns, all the complaints, and everything that we have going on in our community. We will be better able to track them and get back to you with those concerns. So please fill those out. That's pretty much how we're gonna go. I'm gonna try to stay on schedule as much as I can. But I got some brief announcements that I need to make. Let me use the glasses. I'll need it tomorrow. Okay. The Memphis City Schools Youth Build Program, Division of Careers, Technology, and Adult Education. This program will retrain you for employment opportunities in the construction industry. It will be held on Monday, December the 14th at 2009 at 10:30 a.m. at Memphis Adult Center at 703 South Grill. Okay, everybody got that? Anybody still writing or need the information again?
I need it again.
Okay, Monday, December the 14th at 10:30 a.m. Memphis Adult Center, 703 South Grill. Second announcement. FEC announced a new date and time for a Memphis field hearing on digital inclusion. It will be held on December the 14th at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Civil Rights Museum at 450 Mulberry Street. Everybody got that one? And we should have somebody that's supposed to be here to talk about this a little later on in the program. All right. Representative Cooper has an announcement on January the 11th, 2010 at 11 a.m. at 943 Valentine. She's asking for community leaders to come together and meet so that we can unite have all the communities unite together. Instead of we out here in Whitehaven and they down there in North Memphis. She's trying to bridge the gap where all the communities collaborate together. So that's going to be January the 10th, 11 a.m. at 943 Valentine. Everybody got that one? All right.
The first time we said January 11th, you mean January 11th or 10th?
January 11th, 2010. Eddie 11th. Okay, 2010s and 11. All right, council announcement. The tire redemption program initial process. On November 3rd, 2009, the Memphis City Council initially approved a tire ordinance which paves the way for the redemption for a tire redemption program that will reduce the amount of community blight associated with illegal dumping of waste. Okay? Just going through this. You know what? I'm going to let Councilman Ford go through it since it's a council announcement. And with that being said, I'd like to bring up Representative Karen Camper from District 87. Yeah, you on the schedule. You didn't know? You want me to come up there now? Come on, right now.
I'm sorry, because I came late. I had to go somewhere this morning.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you get your thoughts together. Come on, Councilman Ford. I'll let you.
You want me to do this right here?
Yeah.
So I got 90 seconds to read this. Okay. You're not gonna put a stopwatch on me right here. Well, first of all, good afternoon to everybody, all the other elected officials, all of the distinguished guests, all the community leaders, everyone who's able to come out here on this wonderful afternoon. Anytime you can wake up in the morning, it's a wonderful, blessed day. Amen. Now, I didn't get anybody over here to say anything. They said amen. It's a wonderful day. All right, very quickly. And I'm reading this from the very top. This is the tire redemption program, and it has cleared its initial process. November 3rd, last month, City Council initially approved a tire ordinance which paves the way for a tire redemption program that will reduce the amount of community blight, one of our big initiatives associated with the illegal dumping of waste tires. The large volume of phone calls received by our offices and various other departments within city government since the announcement of this program indicates that there is a great interest and anticipation among citizens wanting to participate. Those citizens interested in redeeming waste tires for $1 each should be aware of the following. I have 5 bullets to go through. When will the program begin? It will begin soon. We've already taken action on the 3rd of November, and this was the first in several approved steps that must be taken. And it has gone through its reading, so it has been implemented. About eligibility requirements. A copy of the tire ordinance can be found on the website at www.memphiscitycouncil.com. Registered tire haulers and tire businesses that generate waste tires cannot participate in the program. Where do you take the tires? That's the third question. They can be accepted once the approval process is complete, and the council will release all details about the redemption sites within the next few weeks. Fourth question, will I get the money for my waste tires immediately? The answer is no. However, citizens must present a valid Tennessee ID, verifying that, first of all, you're a resident of Shelby County. You must also sign an affidavit verifying that you are not a hauler and that the tires were lawfully acquired in Shelby County. Just like when I talked about in the second bullet, we want to make sure that the people in the city get paid, not everybody else. Check for payment will be mailed to you. And then the last question, how do waste tire generators find out about the compliance regulations? Again, that tire ordinance is online. So they have 6 months to comply with the provisions of the ordinance. So after 6 months, I believe that we've already went through the third and final reading this past meeting. So 6 months after that will be in June. So after June, if those haulers and tire generators are still not complying, you let your council members know so that we can take care of that, so that I can let the directors know so that we can take whatever initiatives necessary. I know I've gone over the 90 seconds, but I don't know if Ms. Campbell wanted to still come up after that. No? Yes, maybe. All right. Thank you. I went over your time. I apologize.
Come on, Representative Campbell.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Show can't start without
Man,
you.
it's kind of quiet in here. I got here late, and I was about to say, praise the Lord, everybody.
and my son was taking his ACT this morning, so that's why I was late getting here. But woohoo! Hey, we got that behind us. Okay, I'm excited about that. Now, 90 seconds. Well, I will spend my 90 seconds talking about something that's important to me that's coming up. On Tuesday, I will be hosting a community jobs forum. Now, it's not a thing that says, hey, we got all these jobs, but if you remember earlier in the month, the president held a job forum around the country trying to find creative ways to look at creating more jobs. He's asked local leaders to come together, bring the community together, people like you together to talk about what we believe is the future in terms of job, employment, and growth. So Tuesday at Hickory Hill Community Center from 6:30 to 7:30, I'm going to be holding a forum to talk about some innovative ideas. And the group that assemble, we will work hard to get the ideas together. We will submit our ideas. We have until January 7th to submit our ideas to the president. And if our ideas are chosen, he will invite us to the White House to share and discuss and talk about how we can do some of the implementation on those jobs. So it's one thing to say green jobs, but what does green job mean, and what training and all that kind of thing. So we'll be going into the minutia, if you will, on some of this job creation. So I invite all of you, if you're interested or know somebody, to come. That's Tuesday, Hickory Hill Community Center from 6:30 to 7:30 to look about job creation, sectors that we can create jobs in, any area that you may know, or something that you think is preventing people from being employed. All those kind of ideas, the president wants to hear them. We're going to put it together and submit our report timely by January 7th. Thank you so much for the opportunity to just speak. I appreciate it. Great Hey, I didn't realize people was on this side.
At this time in our program, we're going to get ready to bring up our speakers so that they can present what it is that they do for us in our communities and what they're over. And we're going to start that with by bringing up Director Ernest Dobbins from our community, the Director of Community Relations.
First I want to say good morning to everybody. Thank God for allowing me to be here today, and thank God for all of you. It's just good to be here. Like you said, it's good to be here just one more time. Giving honor to my old boss here, Chief Duggar. Thank you, Chief, for what you've done for over the years. All the elected officials here. I'm Ernest Dobbins, Director of Community Enhancement. And what we do at Community Enhancement, this is a division that Mayor Harrison started in 2008. But what we do is try to clean up the city. I worked for 33 years on the police department trying to clean up the city and rid the city of crime, drugs, and everything else. Now I'm trying to rid the city of debris, dirt, dilapidated houses, and everything else that we got here that needs to be cleaned up. But what we do, that come under the substation, that come under the Community Enhancement Division, code enforcement, ground maintenance, city beautiful, street sweeping. What we do in code enforcement, if you got any dilapidated houses in your area, in your community that you want torn down, if you want to pull it up, because we've learned, and I learned that when I was with the police department, dilapidated houses breed crime. And we got a lot of crime in Memphis, but dilapidated houses, rundown communities breed crime. So what we're trying to do is either board them up, get rid of dilapidated houses. That way you can, because what I'm telling you what these burglars do, your robbers do, they use these vacant houses to hide and store stolen property. They use these vacant houses to sell drugs out of. They use these vacant houses to run prostitute operations out of. So we're trying our best to get rid of them. If you got these things in your neighborhood, you can contact the Mayor Citizen Service Center at 576-6500, and we'll get to them as soon as we can. Not only that, we deal with ground maintenance. That is the keeping up of the interstate, cutting vacant lots, houses that got overgrown lots. We deal with right-of-ways along the city right-of-ways, cleaning up the interstate. We also deal with sweeping streets when the streets need to be swept, get those swept. Also, under my administration is the City Beautiful. And what we do in City Beautiful, we come out, we'll talk to youth, we'll talk to adults, we'll talk to neighborhood watch groups on how to keep your area cleaned up.